don't normally like to nitpick about that kind of stuff on an affordable guitar. Yeah, it is a bit plasticky. These plasticky bits are a bit too plasticky for my initial liking. The guitar was playing itself, you know, which is what you want, because I'm no good. This is made in Indonesia. I think maybe they just ship the plastic parts in from somewhere else. You'd look great wearing this on stage, honestly. Hello everyone, thank you for clicking. Today we're going to take a look at another new guitar what has arrived. It's a Gretsch. It's from the Streamliner affordable series, and it's a G something or other. I really don't think that's relevant, to be honest with you. Nobody gets it right, so I'm certainly not likely to. I had a Streamliner once before, which was very good. I had the humbuckers, and stupidly I got rid of it because you can't keep everything. You know, you have to, you know, enjoy something for a while, move it on, enjoy something else for a while. Anyway, I thought, let's get another one to review for the channel. So this, I was drawn to this little beauty because it has P90s, and as you may know, I'm a massive fan of P90s. So, hey, a Gretsch Streamliner with P90s, got to be one of the coolest things ever. So let's get one, let's have a look. So here it is. It arrived last week, and it costs £459, I think. So it's not a cheap guitar. It is affordable, being a sub £500 mark, but in that sort of price range, I'd expect stuff. You know, I expect it to sound pretty good and be well made. So let's have a look and see if this one ticks those boxes, shall we? So let's have a look. It's gunmetal grey, this they call it. It's a metallic, so it's kind of like a, you know, a car colour. In reality, not just in these lights. I think these lights and these cameras are getting a good representation of what my eyes are seeing. Anyway, it's kind of a bluey, greeny, kind of a pelamy blue kind of colour to my eyes, at least. But I mean, I might be colour blind, but what you're seeing on the screen is what this colour is, basically. So it's pretty nice. It's definitely not what I would call a grey as such, but it's pretty good. So it's a laminated mahogany body in terms of the back and the top anyway, and a NATO neck. We'll start at the top here. It's got these mini shallow style tuners, which I'm not a big fan of, to be honest with you. These kind of pop up on lots of cheap guitars, and so they immediately give this a slightly cheap vibe. I mean, they're okay, I think, but they don't shout quality. So that's that. There's no identification of where it was made at all on the headstock, and there's nothing in the sticker inside as well, as far as I can remember. I had a look, and there's nothing in there that identified where this was made. So, you know, I'm not sure. I think I don't know. You know, I was going to say it's Indonesia, but it doesn't. How can I say this? I say it doesn't feel like an Indonesian guitar. That's interesting that I say that, because I think of Indonesian-made guitars as feeling kind of robust and, you know, well put together. I've got to say, this doesn't straight away feel like that. It feels a bit cheap. I'll tell you why. There's a couple of things specifically that stand out that, you know, flag that up straight away. So the first thing is these control knobs. I mean, it's a traditional Gretsch control knob layout. They have a volume for each pickup and a single tone and a master control. Now, I don't know if any of you have watched a previous Gretsch review that I've done on the Gretsch Some Numbers Jet, the black one with the Bigsby, but I commented on that, on how great the control knobs felt, you know, quality-wise. The switches here, they've got the Gretsch logo on them. They feel great. I don't know if they're plastic or, imagine they must be plastic, but do you know what? I don't know if they are. They feel really, no, I don't think they're, I think they're proper metal knobs. They feel great. Now these are the polar opposite of that. They refer to these in the specs as all new radio arrow control knobs. I mean, I can see what they're trying to get to. They're trying to get to an old style kind of radio arrow style control knob. But these, they're quite cheap and horrible. And they got these, so they got this aluminium reflector with an arrow, on, which you can see on there. That one's fallen off already. It had fallen off in the bag. Here it is. I found it. It's bent for some reason as well. I don't really know why that is, but that pops in there. I'll have to glue that in or something at a later stage, because that ain't gonna stay. Yeah, so they're a bit kind of disappointing. I mean, they might look all right from a distance, but in reality, they feel like rubbish. That's what you got, you know. Yeah. They really don't feel very good at all. It's got a wobbly knob. Okay, now what's going on with these pickups then? So these are what Gretsch call Fidelsonic P90s, and they call them stylized pickup bezels. So they fitted them. They've got these pickup surrounds basically. Now, as far as I can remember, the pickup surround was a Gibson thing, which they bought in when they were using up at some point old Epiphone mini humbuckers in Gibson Les Pauls that had been fitted with P90s. So, and I think it was the Les Paul Deluxe. What they did is they created a pickup surround so they could pop the mini humbucker in there into a hole that was created for a P90, which was bigger, and thus the pickup surround bezel was invented. And I think that Gretsch look like they've stolen that idea to whack some P90s in a guitar that was originally routed for humbuckers, like most of these Streamliners are. So I'm not sure what that's all about. They don't look, you know, it's just a bit weird really. They're not very well fitted. So it's strange. Nice tortoiseshell pick guard. It's got a laurel fingerboard. Nice headstock. I like the headstock. Nice, you know, traditional. Nice binding or purfling, as they call it, vintage. Got a nice colour on that. Nice vintage colour. They say in the specs that it's got enlarged F holes for better acoustic performance. I'm sure this sounds absolutely fantastic, so let's find out, and then we can put all my criticisms behind. But these are a bit weird. It's not, I suppose I should say that it doesn't feel very well engineered. There's a weird gap there. I don't normally like to nitpick about that kind of stuff on an affordable guitar, but I think I've come to expect a little bit more from Gretsch, so this is quite an interesting one so far. Let's hope it sounds absolutely brilliant, and then we can put all of this stuff behind us and say, hey, look, you know, that doesn't matter. We can change the knobs if we want to, or just have a bit of fun with them. They're not very tactile, I must say. Let's plug it in and see what it sounds like. And then we'll come back in a bit and have another chat and see what's what. All right, thanks. See you in a bit. I just wanted to put my reading glasses on and start by just looking at this, because in their blurb, Gretsch say that to give it its full name, the G2622T P90 Streamliner centre block double cut P90 with Bigsby. So well, I know why I didn't remember that, to be honest with you. Simple, isn't it? Anyway, they say it's designed for high gain friendly performance, and they go on to say the sound of this is the perfect blend of brash and brawn, with chambered spruce centre block driven to the limit by all new Gretsch Sonic P90. Oh, sorry, Sonic 90 pickups. Basically, I think what they're saying is this is designed for gain rather than clean, traditional, what you think was a traditional Gretsch sort of thing. So I'm going to throw a bit of gain at it, shall I? Originally, I was planning on doing something like this. 3. Which is kind of a mix of, well, clean and you know, real high gain. And they both work pretty well, actually. But I think as you know, as we've kind of probably identified, it's probably designed for the high gain stuff. This, and it's got a great sustain. I mean, you can hear that the way that this rings. Probably be really good for stuff like this. Or this. Go too far, I don't want to get demonetized, do I? So yeah, sure, it makes sense when you look at it through those eyes, with the high gain, with the sort of thing you could do with this. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it, really? But it'll do this as well. So while we're enjoying this wave of feedback and sustain, let's look at some nerdy specs. So first, the pickup outputs. The bridge measures 7.81 ohms and the neck 6.94 ohms. Here are the neck measurements and profile at the 1st fret and at the 12th fret. And this is a nice light guitar, weighs in at just over 7 pounds. So there you go. It does sound fantastic. So that's the answer, really, isn't it? It does sound fantastic. I sort of was a little, I was quite sceptical about the look earlier. I sort of criticised it for being a bit too funked up. It is a bit plasticky. These plasticky bits are a bit too plasticky for my initial liking. But there's no doubt it sounds great. It's definitely, well, it's good fun actually. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed playing it just now. Hook it up with the right amp. I mean that, obviously this amp and these pedals we just got a nice, really nice mix there. It works. That amp works for this guitar. Earlier I was using the JCM 900 and it's completely different. It works in a completely different way. Obviously, JCM's a high gain beast and a Fender's a clean thing. I think that's important as well, to match the guitar with the amp. I mean, we must do something on that at a later stage, because quite often I plug a guitar here into an amp to demo it and it's not happening, and then I use something else and all of a sudden the guitar comes alive and the potential is realised. And I think that certainly just happened. We've realised the potential of this guitar, got a nice setup, and the guitar was playing itself, which is what you want, because I'm no good. So lovely. And I did find a tiny little identification on the label that says this is made in Indonesia. I think maybe they just shipped the plastic parts in from somewhere else. The tuners look tiny on this. I think they're probably the same as the ones that are on the Gretsch that we reviewed, the Electromatic. They just look small and flimsy on here because it's got a big headstock, in fact. That's probably why they didn't look right. But also, one of them's got that thing that you get sometimes. I don't know if you can see that, but look, it's got that amount of turn in it before anything happens at all. That's not uncommon. Gibson custom shops come with tuners that are often like that. I say often because I've had it on 2 occasions and I haven't bought that many Gibson custom shops. So so that was, the last word was the guitar, the sound. It's £495 actually, this guitar. So it's not a cheap, it's sub £500. It's not what you'd call a cheap guitar. It is affordable, and it's a great brand. It's a great brand, obviously, Gretsch. To have that name on on the headstock, and the DNA of Gretsch is definitely in this guitar. The shape is great. It's a lovely looking guitar, and you'd look great wearing this on stage, honestly. Yeah, it's a really cool guitar. So I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks for joining us again and watching. Hope to see you again. The guitar has the last word. Here you go.